So this is another team that's really purge heavy. So Blooming Glyph is really good. Since he's playing Beast Mastery, he doesn't have as much control, and as the others, well, mostly survival. He's not going to have as many roots, which means my Shaman should have decent uptime. Overall, Fairy Fire might be better, simply because I can slow the class from ranged if my Shaman gets kited, but Typhooning the Priest back when he's about to fear me is also pretty strong. I think we're going to run Force of Nature. The whole point of Force of Nature is to get these down before CC hits you. So if you're not really good enough to predict the CC coming on yourself, it's not a very good talent. Get my Shaman fully hotted. This team could just run at me. This team revolves around a really strong 1 minute cooldown called Murder of Crows. So until he's used that, I want to play defensive, just avoid CC, so I'm just using Sprint to kite away from him. He really wants to trap me. The Priest also wanted to fear me very early on. He probably still does since he's chasing me like this. We'll try and Shadow Meld his Fear. We'll blink away and re-stealth. Alright, he flared my re-stealth. We've gotten decent pressure. You see, the whole time that I'm avoiding CC, I'm keeping the healer on the move. And if he's on the move, he's not healing that much, which is why the Hunter's already low health. If I can clone him on his binding shot, alright, I wasn't able to, but Murder of Crows has come out, so this is his big cooldown one-shot. So it would be expected, yeah, my Shaman will trade this cooldown, so it'll reduce 30% of that. And it's going to be just a trade over and over, similar to the last match with the Death Knight. Except, I would say this Hunter's cooldown's a little bit stronger than the Death Knight's in a 2s match. If I can get a clone of the Priest here, it could be good. Unfortunately, he interrupted me. We got a Hex. I'm going to stun the Hunter so my Shaman can catch up to him, and then try and clone the Priest. If he kites with Disengage, I'll sprint my Shaman. It looks like I overlapped with his sprint. I wasn't sure if he had used it already, but... oh, I could have blinked that. Alright, my Shaman's just going to line of sight. Beast Mastery is a cooldown heavy Hunter spec, so without his Bestial Wrath, he's not going to do too much damage. Like right now, his damage potential is very low. I can comfortably sit this knowing that my guy will survive on his own. Looks like the Hunter's giving up on CC strategy and is going to smork me. So I'm just going to stay out of his line of sight, maybe try and clone his pet a little bit. Looks like he's knocking my Shaman around. Very annoying class for an Enhanced Shaman against a Hunter. I'll clone his pet. I'm not sure if he's running Spirit Bond. Yeah, he's running Spirit Bond. So if you clone his pet, it'll prevent Spirit Bond from healing. Alright, so they have their big cooldowns up. So what do I want to do? I want to play defensive, sit far back, force them to come into me. My composition isn't an initiation, it's a defensive comp. So unless it's in my favor to run away from the pillar, I want to be at the pillar. Maybe get CC for free if the Priest gives it to me. But they went for Trap, they went for Murder of Crows. They didn't land it, so I'm going to use Iron Bark instead of Shamanistic Rage. It may not be enough on its own, which is why it's a risk to use that. Typically, it's probably smarter to trade Shaman Rage for that. It's just a stronger cooldown, and you're only going to really need to use it every time you Murder of Crows is, so you'll have it every time if you're using it correctly, unless they're getting really good CC chains or something. I'll just stun the Hunter, maybe. Nope, he was able to run away. Looks like my Shaman's having a nightmare time trying to attack anything being kited like this, though. So I might just sit at a pillar. Force the Hunter to come in on us. That way we can attack him without chasing him. Chasing him will feel pretty useless over time. Clone his pet again to deny any self-healing. Looks like they want to CC me. The Hunter's moving towards me. He doesn't have his high damage for 11 more seconds, so I'm probably fine to just kind of run around in the middle of the map and lollygag. What the hell is the word lollygag? Why did I say that? I'm going to stun the Priest and try and start a CC chain. If he kicks me, he'll probably pop his cooldowns on me. That's why I was expecting, at least. He ended up doing it, so I get the clone for free. Looks like they are going to be going on myself, so I'm just going to trade Bark Skin, jump right into bear form. This will reduce a lot of the physical damage. Oh, he's actually playing Power Shot. But all the preemptive move that I've done is going to prevent any damage, and we've already got him so low health. If I can keep the chain going on the Priest, we might be able to finish him off. So keep juggling these clones, and then try and clone the Hunter at low health. We got a deterrence out of it. So he's used basically his entire defensive toolkit to survive right there. So they don't have a lot of damage right now. Their potential is very low for another 25 seconds. So either they're going to have to use CC effectively, like trapping my Shaman isn't going to get very much done right now without their cooldowns. Saving that trap for when they have cooldowns would have been much better. I'm going to look for a stun on the Priest as he has no trinket for about 1 more second, and my Shaman's focusing him very hard. If I can clone his Pain Suppression, it might force his trinket. maybe not. Our team doesn't have a lot of CC outside of clone, so he should be able to just pick himself back up. Oh, he got capacitor stunned out of the clone. That was pretty clever. Nice move, Quack. Alright, it looks like he's moving in. He has his cooldown, so I really want to be aware of whether or not he's going to attack me or attack my shaman, because my cooldowns need to be changed. Alright, so he wanted to CC me, but he missed his CC. So we should be fine. Now there's the cooldown, so I just trade my bark skin. I'll drop 2 Trents as well, just get as much healing for this as possible. I should be line of sighting the hunter. Thank you for hosting me, Talvadar. And he's just going to train me start to finish, it seems like at this point. I guess he's kind of frustrated since my comp has a lot of self-healing. I'm just trying to fake his interrupt so I can CC him. And I want to force his trinkets so that later in the game we might be able to kill him in a stun. But until I get the hunter's trinket, my stun should be on the priest, almost on cooldown, so my shaman can get pressure. The hunter has a trap, so I'm just putting a Trent down on myself to try and eat the trap with the Trent. I'm just going to jump in between it. I didn't get it. It was smart for him to shoot it over it. So they don't have their potential damage, though. If you look in the center of my screen, the Murder of Crows and Beast of Wrath aren't up for 15 seconds. So them using their CC out of coordination won't get them much pressure. At least not until later in the game when dampening has reduced my healing a lot. So like this team, if they wanted to play better, they would be coordinating their CC with their potential damage. They have trap coming up soon. I would like to start CC on the priest. Unfortunately, I got nice hex actually. That stopped him from fearing me. Oh, he trinket feared. Interesting. But we have a counter for that with Tremor. I'm trying to fake the hunter's interrupt. This would be a good time for vanguards to trade cooldowns. Looks like he's trying to be greedy since he was able to ground my trap. That's not something that normally happens. It's definitely a way that you can outplay the other team. So since he was able to do that, Vanguard's just trying to play greedy right now. I'm not a player that likes playing greedy. I would have rather just traded that. But we do get away with it. Now I can get CC on their priest. I'm looking for a stun on the hunter so he gets locked in place for my shaman to actually attack him since he just got kited a little bit. If I can keep the clones going, we might get pressure. It looks like he's still getting kited, so I'm just going to clone the hunter and deny any healing, deny him from kiting. I'm really just trying to bait the hunter's trinket. If I can bait his trinket, then we can kill him with my shaman's cooldown ascendance. But until he doesn't have a trinket, it's going to be pretty hard because he can just trinket into turns to avoid all the damage. Just constantly rebuff as well. If I clone his pet, again, I deny Spirit Bond healing, and since we have decent pressure on the hunter right now, it'd be wise to clone his pet and deny any more healing. My shaman used his personal sprint cooldown, so he's running really fast, so I can save my sprint for the next attack. This priest really wants to CC me. If I can avoid this as long as possible, maybe get CC of my own, we can actually maybe just outright kill this guy right now. I'll trade Ironbark for his Murder of Crows. Even though we're playing aggressive and about to win, I still trade 1 for 1. I don't want to accidentally fall behind, and I don't want to